On the previous episode of the Concert Girl podcast, I talked about why I started this podcast. I spoke about my first concert experience, which was the Tate McRae's acoustic gig, and what we all explored together. Today I want to get into the first real story of my Concert Girl era, which started with the Tate McRae's Linklater Arena concert tour in London. So let's get it started. Hi, I'm Mia, and welcome to the Concert Girl podcast. I've gone to 20 concerts and shows throughout 2 years and wanted a podcast that spoke about music, concert experiences, reactions, and more. Because that's exactly what we're unpacking today. This podcast is all about music, from pop to R&B, jazz to rock, and from EDM to K-pop. A little bit about me. I've spent some time in the media communications, social media, and online publication industries for nearly 5 years. And along the way, I've learned that music is a passion of mine, and for the past 2 years, I've gone to 20 concerts. And if you're navigating something similar, you're not alone. On the Concert Girl podcast, you'll hear unfiltered conversations, interviews with new upcoming artists sharing their stories and journeys, hear from influential professionals working in the music industry, fan reactions and commentaries on the latest albums and new music. Some episodes will be practical, some will be reflective, and some will just be real. And yes, we will talk about things people usually don't say out loud. And if you're someone who's a music fan, then this space is for you. Let's get into it. Tate McRae's Linklater tour took place on the 23rd of April 2024 at the Hammersmith Apollo venue in West London. The album was released in early December 2023, and the night before this concert, I was contemplating whether to buy last-minute tickets since I usually buy concert tickets in advance. No one in my family enjoys concerts like me, and so I was either going with my friends or going solo. I did ask my friends, but it was too last minute, and I knew another friend of mine who was going but to the pit standing, so I knew someone at the concert but at the different side of the arena. So I went ahead and bought the tickets on StubHub. The next day I went to work, waiting for the hours until the show to go by, and because the doors were going to open at 6 p.m, I knew I had to leave work slightly early in case of train delays, so I left 20 minutes before. I told my colleagues at work and they were really excited for me since they've heard of Tate's music from You Broke Me First to Greedy. So I took a train from work, which took me half an hour from the workplace, and I arrived at Hammersmith Apollo. And there was a long queue that continued on road after road. People had even been queuing at overnight or early morning to try to be at the front rows. I then went to the box office to just double check the tickets I bought, and the venue told me I got scammed. I paid £60 and was quite frustrated, so the venue wrote a letter for me to send to the company, and thankfully I got my money back. And also they had some available tickets at the box office, so I went ahead and purchased a box office seated ticket. And it was a sold out show as this was Tate's second night in London. So then I went back to the queue even though I didn't need to. I wanted to get in early. I started seeing a lot of teenage girls and adult boys in their 20s and teenage boys and adults. And I spoke to two 18-year-old girls and they were so excited as this was their first official concert. I then spoke to this girl who was in her late 20s and she was coming from the US but she was coming in solo. We spoke about all things Tate, her songs and what we liked about them. I started listening to the set list again before the show and also noticed there was a headliner act called Charlie on a Friday. The doors were open from 6:30 p.m. and I got inside the venue. Then the girl and I got separated because she was standing in the pit and I was seated in the balcony. I then went ahead and saw the merch stand from Tate jerseys to vinyl records. I did manage to get a Tate jersey and VIP merch thanks to my friend who bought it from the US Linklater MSG show that took place in August 2024. I also had to put my bag and coat in the cloakroom, which had a fee, so I realized for concerts it's usually best to carry a small shoulder bag or crossbody bag. I then went through the doors and I saw how big the arena was as it can fill up to around 5,000. Next to me were these two sisters from up north, and behind me were two uni friends. And because I was sitting by myself, I would feel less lonely if I started to speak to fellow Tate fans. Turns out they love Tate, they love Ariana Grande, and other artists. And we literally spoke for nearly an hour until the opening act, Charlie on a Friday, came up on stage with the DJ. I got my phone and recorded some snippets, and mainly just listened to his songs. His songs sounded familiar, as I feel like I've heard them in like retail stores or on TikTok. His songs were so catchy, and I ended up adding some of them to my playlist after the show, like the song Enough and After Hours. He reminded me of the Kid Laroi, but he had his own uniqueness. After he finished his opening act, he asked some questions to the crowd, especially about relationships, and one of the girls in the crowd mentioned she came out of a toxic relationship. That video ended up becoming viral on his socials, especially on TikTok. At 8 p.m. he finished performing. An intermission was given so people could get refreshments and drinks. It got to around 8:30 to 8:45 and the venue had more people coming back. And then Tate's intro video came on screen, which was a black and white, and everyone just started screaming. Then the beat of Think Later played and the band drummer was playing the beat and was ready. Tate wore this blue Adidas tracksuit outfit, sports bra with shorts and these black boots, and the wind was in her curly hair. Tate started singing the song Think Later, and I love this song as it's so sassy, as it's about taking risks and dealing with the consequences after the actions. And I love the song lyric, my friends got scared and they called the cops, but I'm just at the Ritz with the door locked. Live now, think later, I do it so well. Live now, think later, I do it so well. Then the dance crew came on and our favorites like Finley was on stage. Tate was on center stage and the dancers also wore matching tracksuit outfits. Tate then began singing the song called Hurt My Feelings. And I love the song lyric when she says, like, show up at your house without calling. And it feels like you have people like that who show up unannounced. Then she asked us how we were doing tonight and we were going to have a good show. Then the beat of Uh-Oh came on with the iconic bench choreography with the iconic song lyrics. 7 texting, 2 missed call. No, I can't ignore them all. Said I'm sleeping at mine. I lied. Uh-oh, I couldn't help myself. I know she could sing it better than me. And then that followed by that sassy song was the song called What's Your Problem, which was from the album called I Used to Think I Can Fly. We all who sang this song just started shouting, especially if we had toxic friends or relationships, especially with the song lyric, I should've known when my mom said she don't like you. Should've took that as a sign. Thought I caught you smiling the night that you saw me cry. Bet it feeds your ego. After What's Your Problem, Tate sang the song called Feels Like It and stood in the center and everyone started singing in unison with Tate. With the song lyric, last night for the very first time, you didn't even try to call. After that song, Tate ended up singing the song Calgary, which is a song about a hometown and speaking about growing up in her early 20s. With the song lyric, same bar, same street, trying but I'm still barely seeing past 23. And the best thing of Write Me is looking like a lot like a mess. And I actually visited Vancouver that year before I had a stopover flight in Calgary. After the song Calgary, Tate sang the song Stay Done, and that meant all of us had our phone torches in the air going side by side, and she was sitting on this high box and the screen went blue, matching her iconic outfit. Then followed by this song was the song called Messiah, which is another repeatable song on this album. I enjoyed this song being at a slow pace, and then the song being about being in a relationship of cycles, fighting passions, and it's one of my favorite song lyrics where she says, you say that I'm a mess, oh, just wait till I make it hurt, 'cause baby, last time I checked, the two of us were messier, oh, 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 wow. Then after that song, Tate sang one of my favorite underrated songs from the album, which was Cut My Hair. It's my favorite song of the album and also my dad's, and the screen went yellow and there was a cameraman following Tate and she was given the most cool, iconic, savage moves. Good girls, so overrated, just wanna cut my hair, little black dress, can't forget. And then after the song Cut My Hair, she sang one of her old songs which was called Rubber Band, and there was these boxing ring lines and she was giving it on theme, and I had this rubber band on my wrist. Tate and the dancers gave this song a sensual and relaxing vibe. After Rubber Band, Tate started singing the song Exes, with the song lyrics Kisses to My Exes, and then the screen went so red. And it's one of my favorite songs as well because of the choreography. And what I like about this song is she adds a bit of that pop and rap element. Say I want to leave and go there, then I want to leave, make another promise I can't keep. So that rap line was so cool. Then the stage went quiet and black and the lights faded back and the spotlight was directly on Tate. And everyone started singing, I was trying to make something out of nothing. We were nothing, you know. You can only dig the grave so deep. And it's the song Grave. And what I like about this song Grave was that remembering the iconic SNL performance, and this song was so powerful and so meaningful. Then after Grave, Tate sang the song Guilty Conscience. And the fans just started saying the song lyrics as, had a good life, it got hijacked, it was criminal to hurt me like that. And that was so cool because like it brought like both the fans and Tate to sing together. Then Tate asked the fans if they had been hurt by a toxic friend, and everyone heard Tate's story. And then we began singing the song called We're Not Alike. Especially when she said she was a ghost girl, that's a lie. Said she had my back, but she had the knife. I literally felt that song since I've been through a friendship breakup and it was just such a toxic relationship. So it was such a relatable song. After that, the lights went pink and we all started singing with Tate the song She's All I Wanna Be. It's that kind of a rock pop song. Another favorite song from the previous album, I Used to Think I Could Fly. I find this song so relatable as we always can compare ourselves to our friends on socials and wish we can be like them. Especially with the song lyrics, she's got everything that I don't have. She's all I wanna be so bad. And I remember this song especially during the Summertime Ball performance, which was so iconic and epic. Then the crowd went quiet and phone torches were on again. We all started singing You Broke Me First, the song that people started connecting to. Then she invited fans to sing along, You Broke Me First. Then fans were feeling ecstatic and then we started singing the song Run for the Hills. This is another favorite song of mine from this album. From the piano and guitar beats, the windy setting, and Tate mimicking the treadmill, and hearing the catchy, unique vibes, the guitar tunes. And one of my favorite lyrics from this song is, hotels, late nights, hands through my hair. To close the show, we heard Tate sing the song Greedy, which is a viral 2023 song. One of the best choreographies by Tate and the dance crew, and one of the Britney-coded vibe songs. My whole family's favorite song of Tate is Greedy, and with the song lyric, he said, are you serious? I've tried but I can't figure out I will want myself. And I love this song as it's like a story of someone meeting someone at a bar and the other person isn't interested and can't take a hint. And that song also blew up on TikTok, especially with the tube girl Sabrina Bassoon's TikTok channel. Then after Greedy, the show ended and Tate said thank you to all her fans, waved to all sides of the arena, and there were so many standing ovations from the crowd, including Olivia Rodrigo, who was in the balcony seats. Whenever I go back to my phone, I always see my old concert videos. I go back to the Think Later arena tour, especially because that concert had an album which had the most repeatable songs from slow pace to fast beat amazing songs. I asked my dad to rate the album, and he gave the songs around 8 to 9 out of 10, with Greedy and Cut My Hair getting the highest. So overall, I would give this concert around a 10 out of 10, since Tate's singing was spot on, her dancing was great and amazing. The fans got to hear some songs from Tate's albums, including Too Young to Be Sad, I Used to Think I Can Fly, and Think Later. And the band, dancers, did an amazing job of putting on a show together, and they all deserved a standing ovation. So the idea I want to leave with you today is this. In a world that's always online, music and live experiences pulls us back into the moment. If this episode podcast resonates with you, I want you to know that this podcast is a two-way conversation. Feel free to provide feedback or questions in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review and follow the podcast or send it to someone who needs it. You can find me across all socials, and I'd love to hear what this brought up for you. Thank you for being here. Like, seriously, this is just the beginning. And ask yourself, where has music taken you lately? In the next episode of the Concert Girl podcast, I'll be talking about the Olivia Rodrigo Guts tour. So until then, I'm letting the mic drop. Thanks for listening and tune in soon.
Take it slow, is this where the chill vibes go?